We'll start by chanting the evening, chanting in Pali, page 18 in the dark brown book. Yoso Bhagava Araham Samma Sambuddho Swakato Yena Bhagavata Dhammo Supatipanno Yasa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Tammayang Bhagavantang Sadhammang Sasangang Imehi Sakarehi Yatarahang Aropitehi Abhipujayama Sadhu no bante bhagava suchira parini bhutopi pachima janata nukampa manasa ime sakaredu gatapana karabute patigang hatu amhakang digaratang hitaya sukaya arahang samma sambuddho bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Handamayang Buddhasa Bhagavato Pubbavaganama Karang Karomase Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa We'll chant the suffusion with divine abidings in Pali on page 42 in the dark brown book. Handamayang chaturapamana upasanang karoma se metta sahagatena cetasa ekang tisang paritawa viharati tata dutiyang tata tatiyang tata catutang itiu dhammado diriyang sabadi sabba tataya sabba wantang lokang metta sahagatena cetasa vipulena mahagatena apamane na averena abaya pajena paritawa viharati karuna sahagatena cetasa ekang tisang paritawa viharati tata dutiyang tata tatiyang tata catutang itiu dhammado diriyang sabadi sabba tataya sabba wantang lokang karuna sahagatena cetasa vipulena mahagatena apamanena averena abaya pajena paritawa viharati mudita sahagatena cetasa ekang tisang paritawa viharati tata dutiyang tata tatiyang tata catutang itiu dhammado diriyang sabadi sabba tataya sabba wantang lokang mudita sahagatena cetasa vipulena mahagatena apamanena averena abaya pajena paritawa viharati upeka sahagatena cetasa ekang tisang paritawa viharati tata dutiyang tata tatiyang tata catutang itiu dhammado diriyang sabadi sabba tataya sabba wantang lokang upeka sahagatena cetasa vipulena mahagatena apamanena averena abaya pajena paritawa viharati ti. Good evening, everybody. A warm welcome to all those who are present here today and those who join us from home online. First of all, it's good to maintain a good posture before we start. So whether you're sitting on a chair or on the floor, it's good to keep an upright posture. But in a relaxed way. Try to keep the body as comfortable as possible. Because the body does affect the mind. It's good as well to start with friendliness towards ourselves, and towards others, towards our body, and whatever mind state we are in now. How's the body feeling? Is it tense or relaxed? Is it cold or is it hot? Or just the right balance? And how's the mind state? It's normal to be affected by what happened during the day, what we've been doing. It carries into our meditation. But for now, we just park it. We just keep coming back to here and now. That's the best gift we could give to ourselves. And just rejoice in the fact that you make it happen. You make time, you put in effort to be here. There's so many things we could do. But we chose to be here. We should thank ourselves for that, first of all. Because we realize the benefit to spend time to watch our mind, as often as we can. So it's good to start with that kind of gratitude towards ourselves, for putting in the effort there's no expectation of how it's going to turn out. So we'll start with relaxing the whole body. We can try to bring the mind towards every part of the body, from top to bottom. Because we are friendly towards every part of the body. We'll start with the top of the head. And when you bring your attention to that part, have friendliness and try to relax it. And then slowly we go down to the forehead. The eyes. If there's any tension around that area, just relax it. And we treat our body with a lot of gentleness and kindness. And then we go down to the nose, the cheeks, the lips, the jaws, ears, the whole face and the head. Feel a sense of well-being. And then we go down to the neck. And the shoulders. This part carries a lot of burden and a lot of tension. So if we practice to soften the shoulders, the face, during formal meditation, it can become a habit, a very helpful habit. If you remember to do this in daily practice or daily life. Whatever emotions or challenging situations we have, if you can just remember to relax the body, particularly the shoulders and the face, we can deal with emotions better. Then we go down to the chest area. And the tummy. You may feel yourself breathing. And the sensations of breathing around this part of the body. And then relax the arms, the elbows, the hands, and every finger. Can you feel every finger? Then we go down to the hip and the buttock. Do you feel where the body touches the floor or the chair? Can you feel the softness or hardness of the contact? And then we go down through the upper legs. Keep releasing any tension if you have. Any sensations of tightness, just soften it and relaxing every part of the body that we are going through. The knees, the calves, the ankles, the soles of the feet, and the feet itself, and every toe. In everyday life, because we need to engage with a lot of things, we tend to forget we have a body. That's why when you sit down and meditate, it's very precious if you can pay attention to every part of the body in turn and treat them with kindness, and gentleness. Because when the body feels uncomfortable, whichever part it could be, it has an effect on our mind. So if we try to be conscious and more attentive to feelings in the body, whether it be tightness, heat, discomfort, we can learn how it affects the mind. And every time we sense discomfort or tightness in any part of the body, try to breathe through it and relax it. It might take time. But we can keep doing it whenever we remember or catch ourselves. mindfulness becomes stronger through daily practice. And we are more grounded in the body. We can feel our breath more easily. Because breath is more subtle. Than the body. But if you are mindful enough and we learn the skill the way we breathe affects the body and the mind, and we are conscious of the relations. And with that, the breath and the way we breathe could be a good friend. Especially in challenging situations. So first we try to ground the body. We take time to do that, as much time as you need. When the body is relaxed, then we can try to see where the sensations of breath can be felt. Is the whole body breathing? Or you feel it more strongly in certain parts? Whether it be the nostrils, the chest, or the tummy. If you have a very busy mind, when you start a meditation session, you can start with the whole body breathing first. But when you feel that your mind has become calmer, you can refine your attention of the breath on more specific points. But even if you can just feel the whole body breathing, that is a very useful skill to develop. And if you can keep it for a while, if not longer, it's actually quite a pleasant feeling. It brightens up the mind. You're fully conscious of the body. The body is relaxed. And then you welcome in every inhalation and exhalation. Because if you enjoy the process itself, the mind would want to settle. But if the mind wanders, it's good enough if you catch it. Just gently bring it back to the body and the feeling of breathing itself. So if you can try to repeat the process of watching the body and the breath for the next 10 or 15 minutes in silence. And just keep coming back if you need to bring the mind back. So just check how's the body and mind now. On certain days, some parts of the body might feel pain. If you sit in one position for too long, if you really need to alleviate the pain, you may do this mindfully. Just be conscious that you're actually moving the body. The image that comes to my mind when the mind is calm and the body is relaxed, it's like you're carrying a bowl of water. You can feel or you can see how still the water is. And the more we purify the mind, you can see all the way to the bottom, as if it's a big lake or pond. You can see all the way to the bottom. And we can catch ourselves where we put our attention. Whether it be when you're meditating formally, or when you're interacting with people, when you're in a situation, you're dealing with daily tasks. Where do you put your attention? Because most of the time, we don't see the full picture. We see one side of it, or from one angle. And if we are not careful where we place our attention, it's a cause for suffering. And situations and people are not necessarily pleasant all the time. But first, where we put our attention, do we see the whole person or just one aspect of it, or certain part of their behavior? And then we get triggered, and then we are the ones suffering. But if we catch ourselves and realize that we are suffering, we have a better chance to see if we can see a bigger picture, the harm that we're causing ourselves by not placing our attention in the right perspective, getting lost in thoughts. So if you can just be conscious at that moment, what we're doing with the situation, we can respond different. We can respond in a different way. And we can calm ourselves down before the emotions take over. So that's why we are practicing. We might catch ourselves after the effect. We pick ourselves up and change if we can in the future, but at least we realize it. Or we can catch ourselves during the act and we stop ourselves from any unskillful thought, speech, or action. And over time, we can even catch ourselves before we speak or act. So it's really important that we invest time in doing formal practice and try to sustain it outside of the formal practice, which is a bigger portion of our life. You may not see the result straight away, but you will. Like a drop of water in the bucket. Over time, with the drip, drip, and drip, the bucket becomes full. The key is just try to put effort and keep going. And today, now that we are wrapping up the meditation, again, thank yourself for putting this effort, because you're not just benefiting yourself, you're going to benefit everyone around you. Wishing you well, and we'll end the session by doing some chanting. And since we've done a lot of wholesome practice, we'll share this with our loved ones and everybody. Page 33, the verses of sharing and aspiration in English. Now let us chant the verses of sharing and aspiration. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, may my spiritual teachers and guides of great virtue, my mother, my father, and my relatives, the sun and the moon, and all virtuous leaders of the world, may the highest gods and evil forces, celestial beings, guardian spirits of the earth, and the Lord of death, may those who are friendly, indifferent, or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of my life. May they soon attain the threefold bliss and realize the deathless. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, and through this act of sharing, may all cravings and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until I realize Nibbana. In every kind of birth, may I have an upright mind, with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken my resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge. Unsurpassed is the protection of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble guide. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled. The closing homage on page 28 in Pali. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami. Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. We bow to the senior monk. So please have a safe journey home, and for those at home, may you have a good rest tonight.